Hello everyone, I hope you're very good. So I'm back with a new video on Scope Facebook pages and YouTube channel. So today I carry on with the African feasibility report that I've been writing. The strategy that I had done was basically when you started, you have to explain your subject, the titles, and also the background of your study and the project that you put into it. So basically, the report is actually was to create a business by create a supply chain to introduce the African brand to the European market. So the original is to keep the traditional pattern because they have meaning. Each pattern in the African brand has a meaning. So according to some researchers, they actually it has an impact to the company for the consumer, the type of consumer they want to touch. And their focus for distributions and strategy, which is including the strategic research of the retail understanding of the need of the market and answer student need, people need, macroeconomic populations, and discuss the type of supply chains and transportation can be used. So basically, African brand is something very huge in African. So basically, when I've done that, I chose that because it is what I believe that it can be profitable to the market, and as you see over the world, the fashion industry as an impacting an African brand as using a lot. So basically, the reason of choose that supply chains of African brand, it was basically for sharing the culture of the market because our market are so rich, they will have a lot. So to expand, I was to understand the retail seat strategy, the different retails, big brand next or Zara or what else like and then Mango, all these powerful brands and the strategy that they're impacting to the market. So it has been impacting through the market research in terms of several questions that are centered in the UK, in Germany, in France, and also in Denmark, where I just basically done that. So it's actually helped me. Each pattern in African brand has a meaning. If you see a African brand wearing, it's because there's an event. We wear that clothes for an event, or you can wear that anytime we want, but there's always a meaning. So the aim and the objective is what are the benefits of international trade African brands in European markets. So the objective is different retail involved, such as what I was created. It's that kind of business I was created to possess possibility to design the motif and everything and to integrate to the European market to touch the overall customer, which is when you do that, you must understand the supply chains, the macroeconomic of the chain, which is the political, regulatory, and trade associations, the economic competitor, such as government policy in Africa, in European markets, also the country regarding trade, the African brand fiscal company controlled African pine, which is very important. So together, pine simply extend the internal trade between African and European markets. The objective was to choose the best air order because we know in Africa what we need to understand is really like the supply chains in the road, the infrastructure as is modeled, as you have like an easy road can help you to basically make your supply chains and add with the type of volume that you want to dispatch from point to manufacture to point to point. So I've done that and I just expressed what actually the company that was treated was done was impacting all Akamuni's market, responding to the Akamuni's market, understanding of the market research, the market design, the African brand, understanding the meaning, understanding why we're wearing that, the history and everything. So and how can we advertising that? So in this case, I was doing it's basically collaborate with the organizations for the pretty organizations, which is actually pretty boutique is located in Huddersfield. Our market is basically designing every kind of dresses. It's so extravagant for go out, dinner, wedding, all this stuff. So the material are so specific as well. So I collaborate with that pretty boutique and basically she designed for us, she make for us the pine and everything. So to settle that, I make a market research, so such research literature review that contribute to make the survey questions to student, and the questions that I asked to them was, do you know a bit about African culture? Most of the student that I was talking to was basically law, business management, sport journalists, international business, pharmacy, chemical, criminal. So the number of the student that are got was about 15 at the time, and that's why when I started. Then how many students know well about African brand, how many don't know about African brand, how many know very little about African brand, what about traditional African brand. And then I just started to tap the analysis of what they actually based on that, and I asked them what kind of, if they have any idea regarding that. So when I got those data, when you start in that, you make know the type of analysis you wanted to do. As I made the server questions at the time, I didn't use the SSPS systems. I used Excel to measure the feedback of the server questions, and then based on the literature review, the literature review, which is the secondary data that you collect, the different journals, books, article of the research that has been done, set it into the market of fashion industry. And then I make a discussions based on this, on the several questions measurements and the literature review that make a discussion. So when you make the discussions, you must always keep the information that you write on the literature review. It has to make a flow, and your survey question must have a flow through it. So thank you very much for those who wanted to know much more about the feasibility report, African brand, that I've done. I'm pleased because this is a business. This is, you can make a business by doing that. So I already have my business to do that in the future. So thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye.